All right, it looks like we are live on August 11th, 2015. I've got Aaron Moore, the head of our world-class tech department here. And I'm sure a lot of you have tuned in to find out who the winner, aka winners, are for our BB Wars fan film contest. Well, without further ado, I'm going to announce the second runner-up, winner of a $250 GI gift card as well as free tickets to our BB Wars events. So the second runner-up today is going to be Heroes of the Rebellion with 390 likes by 12 p.m. noon Pacific Standard Time today. So Delta J061 Productions is good for a $250 Airsoft GI gift card as well as free tickets to BB Wars events. Now, the runner-up and the grand prize winner were very close today. It came down to the wire. One video had 684 likes, the other video having 659 likes. So,
very close race.
It's very close, and honestly, it seemed like a lot of votes came in today at the last minute.
Last minute.
We were eagerly watching it to see if one would overtake the other by noon, but unfortunately for the runner-up, they came in just shy of that mark. So the runner-up for our BB Wars fan film contest, winning $500 in a GI gift card, as well as free tickets to our BB Wars events, is going to go to Ryan Nelson with the film Short Fuse, which means the grand prize winner for our BB Wars fan film contest is going to go to the video The Speech. Now, that came in with 684 views, and I just want to thank everyone for submitting videos for this contest. A lot of us here at GI have seen the vast majority of them, and they are all incredibly creative. But these three winners, all of these fan film finalists, have won something, and we got to give it up to The Speech for coming in with that grand prize win for a $1,000 Airsoft GI gift card as well as tickets to BB Wars events. Now, for those of you, if any of you filmmakers are watching, aka Mitch from The Speech, Ryan Nelson from Short Fuse, or Delta J061 from Heroes of the Rebellion, make sure to contact us. We actually checked in on your email accounts, and those specific emails that you sent in to us, sent the films into us, don't specifically have Airsoft GI accounts. So hit us up on Facebook, direct message us on Instagram, or email us in general with whatever accounts you use on airsoftgi.com, or create an account and send us that email so we can get you your gift card immediatamente. If we set it up electronically online, it's actually going to get to you pretty much the second you give us that email. We could email you the actual gift cards themselves, but it'll take a little bit longer, and we want you guys to be able to take advantage of these gift cards immediatamente. So hit us up with those emails, and we'll also be reaching out to you later today as well as tomorrow morning, just to make sure you guys get that stuff as soon as possible. But once again, guys, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll be able to do a video on the folks that didn't quite make it up to the finalist page, because honestly there were so many great videos. It was really hard, to cut some out, but we had to vote, and it was some very difficult decisions. So why don't we at least discuss some of the top three finalists, starting with the second runner-up, Heroes of the Rebellion. Now, you've had a chance to play GamePod Combat Zone?
I actually have not. I really wanted to.
Oh, unacceptable.
So getting to see that in a little video was actually kind of cool, besides the stuff that I've seen from our other games up there. It's still pretty. It was nice to see that place. I really want to get up there and play, but
I know you love it. Yeah, no, it is a bit of a trek, and time is always a factor. But it's really cool because from me having played GamePod Combat Zone a number of times, they used a good portion of the facility in that video. Obviously they used the outside and they used various portions of the inside of GamePod Combat Zone. But it was really cool. I mean, they threw in a bunch of different effects in there, and obviously there's a storyline of people infiltrating the facility. The coolest moment for me in particular in that film was when the rebels on the outside, they get hit with one QRF, and then when the second QRF comes in, that's when stuff really gets hairy. And I thought that was kind of cool. I can't remember the exact line, but the Imperials that rolled the second time were like, "Imperials, roll out!" And it sounded cool. They all racked the slides on their guns, and they just dismounted. And I thought it was really cool. It was like they dismounted and they got into a line and started firing. So I was like, that looks, yeah. Well, it's like two rebels are gonna have a really tough time handling like a squad like that, advancing. So. But yeah, what did you think about the rest of the video? Like maybe some of the effects or whatnot.
I like the effects on it. Some of them, like when he was in his command center, from if I remember right.
Yeah.
The little holograph thing that he had come up. It was kind of cool.
That was pretty cool.
Like inventive for like a little video.
No, it's funny because like pretty much the entire set on that one was done after the fact. Well, I mean it all looks like CGI or whatnot. So I thought it was kind of funny. He was actually playing with his pistol as messages were coming. He's like, oh. So, all right, well, moving on to Short Fuse, which is the runner-up. Now, that was pretty much a straightforward Spec Ops mission going into, I don't know which field that is. There were some people complaining that we only picked videos that were shot in California, and the only one I knew for certain that was shot in California was Heroes of the Rebellion. That's not at all why I voted for it. But I don't know where exactly Ryan Nelson shot that, like Warped Ops or somewhere.
It could have been Warped Ops. I'm not 100% sure. I don't recognize the field.
Neither do I.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking at first it was Jets Field just by some of the like buildings, but it definitely wasn't.
But there was like a canyon on the side, so it couldn't possibly.
Once they started showing more of like the background, is when I realized it wasn't Jets Field. I had no idea where it was.
Yeah. I thought some of the camera shots seemed a little bit like fuzzy, like there's something on the lens.
It kind of like looked like there was some kind of like a blurred vignette around like the.
That might have been it.
But I'm not sure what it was. It kind of like I don't know. For me, it cut out some of the action when the guys would walk through that area. It would just like blur them out.
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a good use of a smoke grenade on there because the last Imperial guy comes back around and the rebels are actually completely obscured by the smoke. You can only get a hint that they're moving across. But for me, one of the things that made it stand out was like right at the end, like the whole Spec Ops team goes in there, recovers the case, gets out, and then at the end it cuts to black. And I can't remember the exact line, but it was like something like, "Perfect, our plan is set in motion," or it's like essentially.
They won't know what hit them or something like
that. Yeah. So it kind of gave you like I got a little bit of goosebumps just from like thinking like, oh wow, that's cool. This is all a setup, and Imperials would sacrifice their troops to do that. Yes. Okay. Now moving on to the speech, the grand prize winner of our BB Wars fan film contest. In my opinion, it all around had a lot of stuff that I think make BB Wars great. First and foremost, it did not take itself seriously by any means. It was way over the top, and I think that's one of the things that made it easy to vote it into the top 3 finalists. Now, this gentleman, I believe his name is Mitch, had a really good action voice. We have to fire again and again and again, and it was
gonna be a bomb and another bomb and another bomb.
No, it's like we're gonna put some computers and type on those, and then type on more computers, and the computers on computers. So it was a whole lot of absurd, which it just made it much easier to watch.
Yeah. Not taking yourself so seriously with the video is kind of why I like that one out of all of them. Personally,
I think that's also like part and parcel of our BB Wars series, is that the BB Wars games are not milsim events. There's a lot of great milsim events around the country, and if you really want to go to a milsim event, we would direct you toward those because our BB Wars games are not milsim. We do not take ourselves seriously.
No restrictions. Just go out, have fun, and play a good scenario.
Oh, absolutely. Like no magazine restrictions. People bring rocket launchers, which you will see at milsim events too. People also bring banana suits and clown suits, and those people generally have as much, if not more, fun than everyone else.
Make themselves a huge target, but yeah.
Dude, the banana guy at episode 2 up at GamePod, he snuck up on the Imperials twice and just gutted like an entire squad. And he came around the corners like, and then went back around. And I was like, Banana Man, yeah. I believe that was actually Caitlin's song from Airsoft team Vicious and Delicious. Their patch has a skull and cross bacon. So it's pretty awesome. Reading, what? Well, that is something, Justin Lockwood. That is quite a comment that I'm not going to repeat, but thank you. Anywho, so anyway, back to the speech. One of another of my favorite moments in that is he's like, "I'm going to bring out this warhead," and he goes off camera. It's like, and then he gets it off screen, comes back on. He's like, and then walks off camera. And it's funny because on the last live show, the fan film finalist live show, I actually called out that gentleman for saying it was a Harrier in the video, and it was actually an F-35B jump jet. Okay, yeah, I'm really nerdy about stuff, but I saw it and I was like, that's the new F-35B Marine Corps variant of the F-35. So that's not a Harrier. I was really snooty about it, but it's pretty cool the fact that you get just a jet in there anyway shooting at him. And the slow-mo running away from it, maybe. Yeah. So, but what were your thoughts? Do you have any other thoughts on the speech itself?
I enjoyed it thoroughly just because of how campy it was. That's pretty much the reason why I like that one out of out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, nothing else to really say. I mean, it was hilarious, and the guy did a great job. The effects actually were pretty good, even for being a comedic film too, or a comedic video.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like, I noticed some of the comments on not just the speech, but Short Fuse and Heroes of the Rebellion. You can't really expect like Hollywood level effects.
Yeah.
I mean, these are fan films. Like they're meant to like people to have a good time and just try something. And the biggest thing is being creative. There were a lot of videos that we saw, and you were held out of some of the voting process because it just went through the marketing team. But there were a lot of films that we saw that, I mean, they may not have had the coolest effects, but a lot of them were really creative. There was one film in particular that the name of it is blanking out of my mind, which is unfortunate, but it's like a 2-minute briefing, and then the rebels actually come walking down the road with a giant American flag, and they go, "Follow the rebellion!" and then run at it like a full-on Civil War charge, and they have the camera following it, and then all of a sudden one of the guys gets gunned down and blood splatters on the lens. Oh, it was really awesome. And I think it was just like 16 or 17-year-olds, but even though like the effects weren't crazy, they had a lot of fun with it, and that was a really big contender for the top 3 slot. It was unfortunate it couldn't make it, but we had to vote.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully we'll be able to share the rest of those that didn't quite make it until up to the top 3 finalists in the coming weeks. And I'm definitely going to share it around with my compatriots, especially Aaron. All right. That being said, if any of you guys have any questions about the fan film contest or specifically any tech questions, since we have the head of our world-class tech department here, please feel free to put them in the comments. We'll try and we'll try and get shout-outs as and when we can. So first of which, Adam Gilbert's shout-out is going to get approved because it is 1 a.m. in England and he's being nice and watching this live show. So thank you. And Casey Reese's shout-out is going to get approved because there's a smiley face and a thumbs up. So for the rest of the live show, we are actually going to go over 5 new custom guns that just came out of our tech department. And I believe, is this the LM4?
Yeah, that's the LM4.
Excellent, because that's what we're going to start with.
Okay.
Let's see, which one of these? Nope.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right, so the first custom gun, which I believe this is the Airsoft GI Custom LM4 Hemorrhage. This is awesome. Look at that beauty. Now, Aaron, what do you have to say about this gun?
This one's mostly just an external build. We ran out of a few parts while I was building it, so I didn't get the chance to put the LM4 hop-up unit in it, which I would have liked to, but oh well. It actually still performs awesome. I mean, it is the KWA LM4. Put a lot of different things on it. I mean, it's got the CMR 12-inch rail, the G&G GT1 Raptor charging handle, fixed carbine stock.
Nice, and laser.
Yeah, laser just for,
fun.
Pointing at people.
Yeah. This is a Ring Your Arms charging handle,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the same thing I have on my LM4.
Yeah, it's got a lot of, it's got the badass selector switch, the AFG, and a few other just little accessories. Would have liked to do some mods on it, but kind of hard getting some parts right now, so just doing what I can.
Well, I'll be honest, like my LM4 is more or less stock. Like I've had some small modifications done to it over the years, like the cup seal mod.
Yeah.
However, like there are certain things on this gun that I wish I had, like this fire selector. That'd be nice. I also I really like this light setup. I wish I had one on my my LM4 currently, as well as this micro T1 style red dot. However, the Ring Your Arms charging handle is definitely a good thing to have. It makes charging, moving the charging handle a lot quicker in low light environments where if you can't see, I usually do the knife hand technique of just racking it back, so I make sure I get contact with it. So, yeah, this is a really cool looking gun. Okay, so now as far as what we're going to be charging for this is going out for, I believe, was it 810?
Yeah, it's all the parts that are on it, and all the parts that are on it. I mean, everything costs some money, but that's
You're kidding. No.
It's going to be a little bit cheaper. It's actually pretty cheap compared to buying all the parts and putting it together yourself. That's pretty much how like our customs work anyway. I mean, they're priced to be, a little bit more affordable than doing it yourself.
Well, essentially, like, yeah, like you said, like it costs less than if you bought all the parts and put it together yourself, and you're getting our world-class tech department to put it together for you, so you know it's going to be great right out of the box.
Yeah, that and you also get a 45-day warranty on top of it, so like...
Which is good.
Yeah, so like if you were to buy the LM4 and just start doing all this stuff to it immediately, you'd void your warranty the minute you took off the flash hider.
No, and that is really important. So I believe this is going to go on airsoftyacht.com. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and this being one of the newer generation LM4s, it's got the one-piece upper receiver and the barrel stabilization mod already pre-done to it. So
that's nice.
Two things that were weak points before are now have been addressed by KWA, so the gun functions that much better.
Now I see one comment, Justin Lockwood saying, 810, are you kidding? You want to respond?
Excuse me, pardon me?
Justin Lockwood saying, $810, are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
Well, no. Okay.
Go ahead and price all these parts out at retail pricing, and then see how much it actually comes out to.
Well, let's give a more concrete example so he understands a little bit better. Some of the parts used on this were the SOCOM KX3, that's this thing right here, the Magpul AFG, that's this guy right here, the Lancer 45 rail, that's the 45 canted rail that this flashlight is sitting on, the Lancer TAC flashlight, obviously the flashlight with a push switch, the PTS 12-inch CMR rail, that's the entire rail, the PTS slot 7-slot poly rail. What is that?
That's the rail the AFG
oh, that this is sitting on? Okay.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we have PTS CMR rail covers, 3-piece black. I assume that's these two things?
Yeah, and then the one up right in front of the AFG as well.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that's kind of nice. In addition to that, we've got a Bravo P10 PEC box. I assume that's that.
Yep.
We also have the G&G T1, which is the red dot sight. BCM Gunfighter pistol grip right here. The Magpul fixed carbine stock, obviously the stock. We also have the PTS badass selector. That's the fire selector switch, which I honestly wish I had this on my guns. You have the full normal fire selector right there, and then you have the cut down version on the right side, which you can see right there.
The rest of the selector actual arms that come in that kit will be coming with the gun, since it's part of the pricing.
Does it come with like 6?
It comes, yeah, something like six different sides or 6 different ones you can put on there.
So we also have the PTS Raptor charging handle, which again I would suggest for any LM4, and it does come with a gun bag. So I mean, all those parts pieced up together and put together by you guys, including the LM4 itself. I mean, I know it may not be worth it for you because you may not be in this in the game for a gas gun or at least a custom gas gun, but there are people that will buy this. I mean, this is high quality work from a world-class tech department. In all honesty, if I could trade in my LM4 for this, I would do it in a hot second. Not that I don't love my LM4, but I would love this more. Yes. Okay, so this will be available on airsoftgi.com.
Actually, should be up right now.
Should be up right now. So if you want it, get on airsoftgi.com, because once it goes out of our hands, it's going to go right into stock, and you're going to be able to purchase it immediatamente. In addition, the next 4 custom guns are going to actually be going straight to our Airsoft GI Texas walk-in store. So if you see these custom guns and if you like them and you happen to be in the Texas area, head on over to our Texas store. It should be getting there by the end of the week. The custom guns?
Yeah, it should take it should be like 3 to 5 days for them to get to the store.
So if you like these custom guns we're about to show you, head on over to our Texas walk-in store next week and pick them up as soon as you can. And if you also like the builds, can they call into our customer service department and request you make a similar build?
If we have the parts to make the same exact one, we can do that. If you want to start changing stuff, that's where pricing has to start changing, and it's going to end up being basically you asking us to build a one-off for yourself. So it's going to come down to the $45 fee plus parts, labor, and whatever else you're buying. Sometimes we'll do rebuilds of our already done customs if we can do them. If we can't do them, we can't do them. Some parts have been discontinued. Like a lot of people keep asking me to rebuild the not the Danny Dietz gun. I'm sorry, the Marcus Luttrell and the Axelson gun. I can't do it because a lot of the front end parts are no longer actually available. Been trying to track them down so I can make some more. I've had a lot of interest in those.
Sorry about that. I just had to respond to this text really quick. Now, the Danny Dietz was actually really cool. I thought that was a pretty amazing build in and of itself, just because, I mean, it just looked awesome.
Yeah. And that came down to the paint, too. That was one of my other techs, John, who's been doing most of the paint work recently. Just painted it, made it look really awesome, and then went ahead and took a little bit of paint thinner and started wearing out the areas so it looked like it had been a battle-worn gun and something that had been used quite often. So
I think that's what gave it the extra effect, is that it looked legit, and that's kind of why I like camoing out guns and using the heck out of them, because it gives it more, I don't want to say legitimacy, but like cool factor, the fact that it looks used. Jacob Hammond is requesting a funny face. Done. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is a good question. Can you mod guns for semi only?
Yes, you can. For AEGs, you can cut the taper plate so it doesn't touch the cutoff lever, and move the cutoff lever out of the way when you go into full auto. For the like LM4s, just take out the full auto steer. It's pretty easy. But if you need more information on how you can do it, you can send an email to Tech at Airsoft GI, and we'll be more than happy to walk you through it.
Now we've got a few questions on upcoming BB Wars from P3 Gaming and Matt Cremines. Please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Upcoming BB Wars in SoCal? I want to say yes, but I can't say any more until we publicly announce the game, which should be happening very shortly. When I say very shortly, I mean in the next week or two. So stay tuned to Airsoft GI's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as airsoftgi.com for more information on BB Wars, which is going to come out very soon. Imperial Comms have gone silent, which means that we think they are planning a very large offensive. So stay tuned for more information very soon to our social media. Can you buy the AK that Bob used in BB Wars? That's from Adam Gilbert. Now, you can't buy the exact one because I'm still using it, but that's very nice of you to ask because, you know, one, this guy put it together, and two, I asked for certain parts to be put on it, and he lovingly obliged because I made it hard for you, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had some like mutually exclusive demands, like I want an E&L, but I want it to be able to use a tracer unit. And I remember seeing your face, and it looked like, I could picture in your mind, you were like, you had your hands wrapped around my neck and were just throttling me.
Yeah, because E&Ls, the flash hiders are pressure fit onto the barrel, and they're made for 24 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to cut one off, grind down the barrel, mod the barrel, and then find another front sight post that I could actually put on there so that it had 14 millimeter threading just for you, buddy.
Yeah, and I appreciate it because you did not let me forget about how hard that was, and I appreciate you going through the work for that because that gun is awesome. However, if they wanted to make a gun similar to that, what could they do?
They could use like any of the other AKs. I mean, if you want the E&L, you're going to have to use the E&L. Also, the rail system that was on yours will only go on to certain guns. Like
there's a Midland or Midway rail system. I can't remember.
Midwest Industries.
Midwest, that's it. Okay.
It's actually on our site, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But that one needs to go on to something that's more of like a real AK, something that how it attaches, such as like you can do with the SEMA 40D series and a few other series that actually like can take real steel furniture.
Mm-hmm. So if they want to, let's say if they just wanted to like have our tech department make something that looked as similar to that as possible, what would they do? Like, let's say call in customer service
and talk to one of our reps and get either a price list, or they can go ahead and just order a custom build. Basically, it'd be our $45 fee, and then they would talk to the rep and let them know, let the customer know let the customer know how we would have to go about it. We would probably end up having to contact them, go through like what their price range is, how much of what they're looking for as far as performance, stuff like that, and just talk to them until we can like hash out a good plan of action and what we're going to use and how much money we're going to spend on this build compared to.
Yeah, so you can basically work with them within their budget, try and make it as close as possible to that.
Mostly it'll all be through email. It's just easier for us. We don't being on the phone while we're trying to tech on guns isn't exactly the easiest thing. So most of the time, I know a lot of people want to talk to us, but we're busy. So if we do have a chance to talk to you, we will take the time to talk to you. But if it's easier for us to communicate through email, just because we can everything's there. It stays in the email list and it stays in the email conversation, and then we can at least make sure we go back and forth with that customer and understand what they're looking to do.
Mr. Lord Swaggins, once again, great name. Bob, what are your thoughts on the GSG G14? I'm going to ask your thoughts in a second here.
Okay.
When I first saw it, I actually got angry because I thought someone was just trying to completely avoid, like, you know, trying to like have a G36 look, but without the G36 itself. However, it's not actually based on a real firearm. That airsoft gun came out, from what all the information we can tell, is that it actually came out at the same time as a 22 version in that same platform came out. So it's essentially they released an airsoft and the German sport guns released a 22 at the exact same time.
Oh.
So I don't know, like, which came first, like chicken or the egg. I don't know if it's based on the 22 version or if they just liked the build or the body and decided to make both. However, I've kind of turned around. So like it used to, like the sight of it used to make me angry, and then when I finally got it in here and got to be able to play around with it, I was actually really enthused, and Aaron is going to both like and hate the fact that I'm going to say why I like it. First of all, it comes with 2-shot burst, which is very rare in a lot of airsoft guns, and it's really cool. Second of all, it is the airsoft gun that most, not completely at all, but most looks like an Imperial Guard las gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if any of you guys are Warhammer 40,000 fans, you will understand that. For those of you who aren't, go ahead and go to Google and type in Imperial Guard or lasgun or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's the closest thing to a lasgun, which means that I really want to use it.
Flashlight.
We call them flashlights because in Warhammer 40K, lasguns are only effective in high numbers. Yeah. Oh my God! It takes so many to take out a Space Marine. So many, and they usually miss. Anyway. So that being said, it's a surprisingly really cool gun. I'm actually really excited to take it out and use it myself. It does have a limited blowback, or airsoft electric gun blowback, and the 2-shot burst is phenomenally fun. So I totally plan on taking it out sometime in the very near future, just to have a good time with it. But check out our website. I believe we actually just did a review of it recently, and the takedown of that gun is actually really easy. You just remove 2 pins, and you just need a flathead screwdriver, and you can replace the spring really easy.
With most areas, that's basically how it's usually done. So even with their G36, it was 2 pins, pull the lower receiver out, and there's your quick spring guide or quick change spring guide. If I remember right, you can actually probably open the stock and do that on the G36.
I'm sure that's very true. I haven't had a chance to play the G36 in a little while. Any BB Wars episodes in Georgia, perhaps? Yes, there have been talks about that. However, I can't specifically say anything because it's currently classified. I would love to say more, but I can't. Okay, now, someone had a very good question. What are some guns that you'd like to be made for Airsoft that haven't been made yet? I would like to have an AA-12 be made. However, Tokyo Marui is already making that.
Yeah.
So what I would like, in lieu of that, is I want either a light machine gun or a heavy machine gun with blowback.
That'd be interesting.
What about you?
Man, there's so many. I don't know.
We'll pick one. Well, I picked 2.
Well,
so
it's actually coming out soon. The LCT, the PP1901 Vitias. It's basically the Bison, but it takes stick mags instead of that big round tube mag. Actually, really looking forward to seeing that come out.
Well, that doesn't count because it's already coming out. So you got to think of something that hasn't been made. I'm not surprised though. That's essentially the MP5 version of the AK, right? That's the MP5 version of the AK.
Basically, but it's still built off like the AK
platform
system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, I don't know.
Someone's asking for advice on beginner soccer.
What?
I was a goalie. Stop the ball from getting in. Anyway, so a gun that you would like to be made for Airsoft that isn't made or hasn't been announced is coming out. It's a tough decision.
Yeah.
We almost harmonized for a little bit.
Truthfully, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Oh,
well, actually, it'd be kind of cool to see like a Carl Gustav grenade, rocket grenade launcher, whatever you want to use.
Yes, Carl Gustav will be dope.
Been thinking about it for a while. Like me and a couple other guys from around the store have been like kicking around ideas how we could do it, but like getting a demilled Carl Gustav tube is like a lot of money. But trying to make it any other way, that would be actually kind of be cool.
Is that worth answering?
I don't know.
Okay, moving on. Someone mentioned a Warhammer 40K bolter. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to have one of those. I was thinking about it for a while, and
Oh well, if we're gonna go with that, Reaper autocannon.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. But I mean, the bolter is like synonymous with just about everything 40K.
Yeah, but
Chase Swinth, your shout out is approved. All right, well, actually, why don't we go over some of the other custom guns now? Just to reiterate, all of these custom guns are going to be heading to Texas. So if you want any of these, you're going to have to head to our Texas walk-in store next week. Now, why don't you take a look at this one? And this is the Airsoft GI Custom MMC Midas. Nice.
I did not make this one. This one was actually made by one of our other techs, Ben. It's based off of the Lancer Tactical MMC, which is OEM by Lonex. So right off the bat, you already have a great base gun. I think he did mostly externals, and he threw in a Tinley 40,000 on it. So we got KFH, tan KFH. What rail did he put on there? What is that? I can't remember. Oh, it's URX4. Mad Bull URX4 key mod. And then again, he's got the G&G T1 up top, VFC crane stock, and a Magpul PTS grip.
Now
comes with gun bag.
No, standard. And this is going to go up on a, well, no, it's not going to our website. It's going to the walk-in store in Texas for $450. Pretty solid price for some great custom work. Now, I know in the past, I mean, this isn't a gun where you're hiding the pig, but can you explain to our viewers what hiding the pig is about?
Hiding the pig is actually taking a KFH or a KX3 and actually recessing it inside of the rail to where it's either almost all the way inside the rail or partially sticking out of the end of the rail. I don't know. It's been a kind of a bigger thing with real firearms as of late within the last few years. It's kind of a cool look too. It kind of gives it like that blunt end. Looks like a huge like blunderbuss or like cannon.
Yeah, blunderbuss, nice. Oh well, that's really cool. Let's get to some of the other guns before it gets too late in the live show. All right, this one. Oh, falling.
Whoa.
Okay. Thank you. All right, this one is the Airsoft GI Custom M4 Anvil.
This one, this was Spencer, I believe. Yeah.
All right. All right. So why don't you tell us about this one?
Well, it's based off of one of our FMG4 Lonex base guns. He took a old LaRue style wrist. Which,
yeah, it says LaRue Tactical. Yep.
Yeah. It's something from that we've had laying around the department, not really being used for a while. Got a JP style flash hider, MOE stock. See what else did he do to it? Put in a Lonex A3 and a 300 millimeter Miracle barrel, and probably tuned it up and did a shim job and all that on the inside, just make sure it's good to go. And that's really it. I mean,
so you're going to get a bomb-ass motor, and obviously the Miracle barrels are worth their weight in gold. So,
and then the Lonex internals that are inside of the FMG4s, they're basically all the upgraded all the parts that you see, like the G4 parts that we have. That's basically what they put inside the guns for us.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy that we've gotten on the Lonex train with our G4s and our FMG4s, just because like
just our G4s,
you mean our FMG4s?
FMG4s, yeah. The G4s are still G&G.
Yeah, for the fact of the matter is, I mean, Lonex is a great company that does great internal parts, so it's really great that we have those on our FMG4s, and it's definitely great to use them internally on our custom guns. And I think that's another reason probably why Lancer Tactical went with Lonex for their Lancer Tactical MMC. So let me grab one of the other guns so we can start talking about it. Okay, this one looks pretty cool.
That one is Grim, actually.
Yep.
It's another one from Ben.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's see. Internal parts that he's put in has been the GI palm piston, Lonex 130 spring, and a GT Lonex or Tinley GT 3500 motor. So it's shooting around 440, 450. So it's set up for DMR FPSs, depending on what your limits are at your local fields. He's put the Troy 13-inch battle rail, the ASG B&T Rotex 3 barrel extension, the enhanced palm or PTS foregrip, Lancer Tactical folding iron sight set. They kind of look like the old school Troy battle sight set. And then also we got the NC Star ECO or the Echo 4x34 scope with green laser and nav LED on it.
Yeah, I like the look of it. It looks a little aggressive with the nav LED and the green laser right in front of the actual optic itself. Looks pretty cool. You got some adjustment dials right here on the left side of the optic as well, and it's quick detach, which is nice. Yeah. So, and this gun, the MSRP for this is $750. Again, for folks of you that might think that's a lot of money, first of all, I mean, $750 is a lot of money to a lot of people. However, you are actually going to save money by actually buying this pre-put together by your tech department, because, you know, if you want to do this all yourself, again, the parts themselves, where you buy them on your own, would cost more than just having it put together by our tech department, and our tech department puts it together for you if you buy it from us. So that's awesome. So if you want to get this one, you're going to have to go to our Texas walk-in store next week, and more than likely it'll be sold within that week.
Well, more than likely. They have been doing a great job selling my customs, or our customs for us.
No, there's a very vibrant community out in Texas, and that's pretty awesome. Now, I like this one probably the most besides Yellow 4, because this, I mean, I'm partial, but this is a bomb-ass paint job.
This one is custom DMR Guardian, made by Spencer from our tech department.
Yes.
It has an R-hopped barrel. It has a Mad Bull 603 barrel that he R-hopped. Lonex torque gears, modified 8mm bushings, Tinley GT 45,000 motor, our GI palm piston, Lonex aluminum piston head, Lonex cylinder, spring guide, 140 spring, Lonex nozzle, Bravo. This is a Bravo scope. I'm not sure which one, and a bipod, obviously. And it's shooting around between 450, 460 right now. So again, it's set up for DMR.
Yep, and it's really cool. I mean, again, like they do. Your department does great jobs on paint jobs. I think it's, was it Spencer and John doing
Spencer and John are the ones that do the paint jobs. Recently, John's been doing the most of them. If you guys saw the pictures of the AKs the other week, that was all John. That was my AK, his AK, and also my M4 that he painted.
That SVDS you guys had coming out, like that paint job looked almost like multicam.
That was Spencer. He did.
Oh, that was bomb. That was bomb. Did that get sold yet?
Yeah, that sold yesterday, actually.
Oh wow, damn! I thought that was gonna be the first one to go, but it was like probably like the third or fourth. But
yeah, it was. I mean, I understand like pricing sometimes. Some people think that it's a little overpriced, but truthfully, they're made so well that like you also have a 45-day warranty. Depending on what guns are, I mean, like our ECA guns, our warranty gets extended a little bit because we put so much work into them, and we're also calling them our extreme custom guns. So if we're not going to back it, it'd be a bad thing.
That's very true. That's very true. All right, let's see. Cutest Cactus, your shout out is approved. Wow, there's a comment war going on in our comments. Yeah. Try and keep it civil, guys, but it's kind of fun to watch. Daniel Ortiz, your shout out is approved. Let's see if there are any shout outs. Nerdy.
Wow.
What? Oh. Okay, well, that's going to get removed. Okay. Wow, I should have blocked him. Yeah. Okay, so if you say something too out of line, you are going to get blocked, because that was pretty crazy. Alrighty, so let's see if there are any more questions. If you guys have any tech questions or whatnot, do you want to answer? Shoot! Oh, the comments are going crazy.
The SEMA V3 gearbox for durability?
Yes.
Actually, SEMA gearbox shells are pretty durable as it is. Parts wise, they're good for what they are. You can put in a minimum of maybe like $150, if that, and make sure that they're going to last you a little bit longer. Piston and better bushings and like a ball bearing spring guide, and you're pretty much set. And you can even go a little bit farther than that and like place the cylinder head and the nozzle, just because the nozzle sometimes isn't the best. Tappet plate maybe, and if you want to do a whole build, I mean, you could do pretty much strip everything out of it, and that gearbox shells is going to stand up for a while. I mean, I run SEMA AK right now for my Russian loadout, and I mean, it's awesome. I love it. It's one of my favorite guns. I've been running an M4 for the longest time, and just kind of got into the Russian kit, and really like my SEMA right now.
Nice. Yeah, I'm probably going to be using that Token Marie AK that you modded for me a few years back. Yeah, the thing's purring like kitten.
Awesome.
Jacob Ham, your shout out is approved. AKM4 Airsofter, your shout out is approved. Mr. Lord Swaggins, again, your shout out is approved. As well as PMC Elite 01, your shout out is approved. Velocity Airsoft shout out is approved. As well as the Abilene Knights shout out, which is approved. All right, let's see. We're actually getting to the tail end of our live show, so let's see if there's any more questions. B&L Tech Sound Simulator. When does it come out? We're not sure. We contacted the B&L Tech guys, I think it was like a year or two ago. We first saw their video.
3 or 4 years. 3 years ago, I think I first saw that thing.
Yes.
And I haven't heard much on it since then.
I mean, yeah, we've heard.
It's cool though.
It's really cool. We've heard information that the first BL Tech Sound Simulator looked like a grenade launcher, but they had talks about that they were coming out with one that was like actually a PEC box / vertical foregrip combo.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and they were trying to make it smaller so it was like less hard to carry around the grenade launcher.
Yeah, because I mean, if everybody's gonna want something like that. I mean, you can't really put like a 203, or you can put a 203 on an AK, but it's gonna look really, really odd.
Very odd. How would you make an Elite Force 1911 attack sniper pistol?
I don't really think right now, and you have to mod a barrel to fit because it's a proprietary barrel. And I don't know. That just seems like a huge pain. I don't know.
Is it possible?
Maybe. Truthfully, like the nozzle on it, like if you wanted to have that much psi coming through the plastic nozzle, you'd have to have a reinforced one made for that one, since pretty much the Elite Force 1911 CO2 pistol is a proprietary pistol, almost all of the parts. So that nozzle isn't going to take that much pressure. So as you try to force like more gas through it, it's just going to blow up.
So your best bet is to go with a different pistol as a base gun. If you want to make a pistol sniper rifle. Yeah. However, it does make a great sidearm. Let's not forget that. Airsoft Monkey, your shout out is approved. Sorry, who's the guest? This is actually the head of our world-class tech department, one Aaron Mora. Who's the beard man? Nice. Actually, someone, the comment's gone up, but someone was asking if we could see your Russian loadout, because the thing at the end he said was because he probably looked like a really cool Russian bear with obviously the beard. Now, that's a good question, though. Like, when you do get your Russian loadout set up, can we do tactical gearheads?
Sure. I actually have most of it with me right now. I just don't have my gun with me.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Well, we'll have to do that, and thank you for that request, because I'll hold him to that now that he's accepted. All right. Can you give links to those videos? I'm not exactly sure which videos you were talking about.
The BB Wars videos?
Oh, yes.
They'll go back up on our site.
They're going to go back on our site right after this live show. We just had to take them down so people didn't get any more likes on them to try and influence the process. So they're actually going to go right up back on our main YouTube channel. You can search it using Airsoft GI. They're going to go right back up immediately after the live show. Okay. Okay, someone already asked that. Ooh, CQB or field, urban or field. Essentially, same thing. It's a tough one.
Do you mean CQB or field as in like indoor outdoor, and then like urban or field like indoor outdoor?
I think he means, because like you can have urban but not like indoor.
Yeah.
So
there's like George Air Force Base.
Yeah, I mean I would assume he means like urban, like just CQB indoor or outdoor. So.
I don't know. I have fun doing both, truthfully.
Yeah.
But I like playing outdoor. I like having that 400 FPS on it, and then also big boy rules.
That's tough. Like I honestly like a mix of both. That's why I like Ballahack Airsoft so much on the East Coast, because you have a lot of outdoor field gameplay, and then you have a city in the center with buildings proceeding further out that are smaller and smaller. So you get a great, I would say almost the perfect mix of both. It's tough. I grew up playing outdoor field gameplay, and I really do like that, but I kind of do like the fast pace of indoor gameplay, because I can get a lot more game time in, or at least a lot more trigger time in. So if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose urban CQB. Gosh, it's tough. I really want both.
I just don't have any guns that shoot 350 anymore.
Not acceptable. I actually went to Tax City around the corner a while back, and every gun I brought, like the first 3 guns I brought in to use, were just barely shooting over 350. I was like, God dang it! And I had an older spring shotgun that was, of course, shooting under 350, and that just really
worked out great.
Yeah, it worked out fine. Do you watch anime? If so, what? Do you watch anime?
Yeah, I watch a lot of different anime. Whatever, truthfully, is on Netflix at the time. My favorite right now is Attack on Titan. Then I've been watching a bunch of other stuff. Kind of whatever comes up, I'll give it a chance. If it's entertaining, I'll keep watching it. If not, no. I mean, even like Fairy Tail is pretty cool. What's the other one that I'm watching? Oh man, I can't think of anything right now.
That's funny because like a lot of people have told me that like, man, we would have assumed you watch a lot of anime. I don't know why you would assume that, assumingly just looking at me, but I actually really like Robotech. That's really the only anime series I've really ever delved into. I feel like there are a lot of anime series I would probably like. I just have never had the time to watch or at least explore a lot of them. But I love Robotech. DOA 100, your shout out is approved, as well as Elliot Ruoff's shout out, which is approved. Please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Let's see here. More questions. Wow, that's a rough one. Okay.
It's probably that one guy that you banned.
Oh, that might be it. Well, I banned him for good reason.
Yeah.
Let's see. You two are my inspiration, buddy. That's nice. That's nice. Justin Lockwood, Keymod or M-Lock Rail? Very good question. Keymod is incredibly prevalent these days. My personal opinion is that I would rather have an M-Lock because you can do more with it. It's much more versatile.
Yeah, I actually like the M-Lock. I mean, Keymod's still cool. It's just as modular as the M-Lock. It's just, I don't know, I like the M-Lock system a little bit more. It seems to tighten down and stay in place a little bit better, in my opinion.
It does kind of feel like Keymod is like the flavor of the month or the flavor of the year. Like everyone's jumping on that train. Yeah,
it's kind of getting to that point where, I mean, it's like just like Keymod when the first Keymod rail came out. Like, oh my god! Like within months after that one came out, just like there was a steamroll of just another everybody just throwing them out there. I mean, they're both open source ideas, so I mean anybody can make either one of them pretty much.
Cryptic Gamer, can you give me some advice for a gun, preferably $100 to $200 range? There's actually quite a fair few guns in that range. First and foremost, you've got the Lancer tactical guns, both are entry models, and I believe the MMC, or is the MMC like 210?
It's about 200, I think it's for this W1.
Yeah. There's also the combat machines. There's the Vulcan, the G&G combat machines, the Vulcan battle machines. We've got our G4s. Are there FMG4s below 200?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
those are a little bit more expensive just because the base gun actually starts at a little bit higher price than the G4 itself.
But you do get what you pay for. There's also, I can't remember if the Echo 1 GAT is below 200 or not.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I've just been playing with that.
It all depends on what exactly you're looking for, like as far as like what kind of play style you're going to do. I mean, I think both the MMCs, the shorty and the long, will start at like $199 or something, right? So I mean, right off the bat, I mean it's $199, but then of course tax.
Of course.
It's gonna be a little bit over, but it's still worth.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that real quick. But are there any other guns you might suggest right off the top of your head?
No, those are all actually pretty much the good ones for like starting off, especially for the $100, $200 price. I mean, there's the Lancer tactical ones that started off around like $100. They're very upgradable. It may not be exactly what you're looking for, but it's something to get you at least in the game.
Another question. This is probably going to be the last question we have to answer today because we've gone a bit long. But thank you guys for staying with us. Polar Star Jack, a good buy?
I would say yeah. I mean, it's going to be able to fit into a lot of different stuff because it's smaller. I actually like the drop-in kits, both the SMP and the Hydra and now the Jack, just because they're the ability to get them into different guns. Whereas when the Polar Star Fusion engine, you could only do V2, V3, and only certain V2 and V3 guns. Now that they've made the Jack and the SMP and the Hydra and all that stuff, now you're going to be able to HPA a larger group of models of guns. So you're going to be able to, like, soon with the Hydra, you'll be able to do like M14s and some of the other harder guns that have offset nozzles, P90s, stuff like that. So you'll start seeing more and more guns HPA'd, since it makes it a little bit easier to get those things into the gun now.
Yeah, I always think giving the customers more choices with a product is always best, and that's one of the things that those products do, is they give the user much more choice, and that's always for the best. So. Wow, man, there is one guy who's being kind of a butthead. Okay, all right, well, guys, thank you so much for staying with us on our live show on August 11, 2015. If you guys want to check out the fan films that were in the top 3, again, the second runner-up is Heroes of the Rebellion, the first runner-up is Short Fuse, and the grand prize winner is The Speech. So once the live show is over, give us about 5 minutes, and we're going to go make those live on our main channel, our YouTube channel. Just search Airsoft GI, and you're going to be able to find those on that channel and check them out again. And once again, are awesome. And congratulations to our grand prize winner as well as both runners-up. And hit us up as soon as you can so we can get you those GI gift cards. Once again, I'm Bob the Axeman Hildebrand. This is
Aaron.
head of our world-class tech department, and this has been the GI TV Live Show. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. Oh, how do I shut this off?
I don't know.
I lost it. Okay, it may take a second for us to shut this down. Aaron, talk about your tattoos for a second.
My tattoos, on this one arm is mostly all my Nurgle tattoos for Warhammer 40K. Buddy's still working on it. He's a really great artist, and I'm glad that he's doing it because he's also into Nurgle. And this is all piratey stuff. The Goonies map.
That's from Goonies?
Yeah, it's the Goonies map.
How have I not known that?
No one asks.
I'm actually embarrassed. Well, let's clarify. Like the first time I met you, I think I was like, "Oh, hey, Aaron, are those 40K tattoos?" Like I lost it.
And then I showed you this one, and you were like, "Oh,
yeah." So if you guys aren't aware, before we go, Nurgle is one of the 4 Chaos Gods in Warhammer 40K.
The best.
Anyway, the best god is the Emperor in 40K. Yeah.
False Emperor.
Deal with it. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for the live show. Once again, I'm Bob. This is Aaron, and this has been the GI TV Live Show. Bye-bye, guys. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.